Hey, I'm James from Smokin' Dad Barbecue, and I can't keep this one a secret. So one of the reasons I love Kamado Joe is the accessory ecosystem. So I was a little disappointed when I got my char griller Acorn, the fact that it's 20 inches in size, and I assumed that this meant I couldn't take advantage of the Kamado Joe ecosystem, since the classic is 18 inches, the Big Joe is 24 inches, and at 20 inches this is straddling the two. But a few of you reached out and said, don't assume here, because you've confirmed that the Kamado Joe Jotisserie can actually fit the char griller Acorn. So this has me wondering, what other accessories might fit? Does the Kamado Joe slow roller from the classic Series 3 fit? Or what about making some pizza with the Dojo? So we're gonna put these rumors to bed and find out what actually fits on the Acorn today. Let's get into it. So the accessory ecosystem, along with innovations like the slow roller, which Kamado Joe claims circulates air up to 20 times more throughout our dome, are one of the reasons that I switched from Big Green Egg to Kamado Joe. Now, a couple of the accessories do play nice with an egg. For example, the Jotisserie. But since Big Green Egg has updated their band design, even that is a little bit tight. And I've confirmed other things like the Dojo just don't fit. So you sort of have to make this choice not only between the brand, the warranty, the features, the innovation that it has, along with the accessory ecosystem. There are some other nice grills that I've used, but you look up the accessory catalog and it's almost blank. So this really has me intrigued that since you can buy just about 7 of these for the price of one Big Joe Series 3 with all the goodies, can we unlock a world of potential for a fraction of the price? So without further ado, let's start with the Dojo. Okay, we're starting with pizza, ironically, with my pizza oven right in the background. So this is otherwise, outside of adding the gasket to help improve the air control, and this has been making a big difference. This is a completely stock Acorn. Let me grab the Dojo. So here we go, let's check it out for fitment. And it is not falling down in between, despite this being from an 18-inch classic, and this is a 20-inch grill. Let's see if I can move it around a little bit, get that so it seals up nice. That's actually looking really good. Let's close the dome, see if even this little latch, off center a little bit. So that latch is just a little bit larger than the latch on the Dojo, but I don't think you'll actually need it, because part of the reason why we have this latch is the newer Series 2 and Series 3 Kamado Joes have an airlift hinge which wants to cause your dome to come up, whereas this is weighted and is sitting down, and I'm seeing a pretty good seal top and bottom. So color me impressed. Our first out of 3 test fits is a success. I'm going to call that. It absolutely fits. So now that we know the Dojo fits, it's not going to be a surprise here for the Jotisserie, since that's originally the accessory you guys reached out and said, James, I think you might be wrong. It actually fits. Let me grab that, meet you over by the grill, and we can see how it fits compared to the Dojo ring. Okay, so let's get our Dojo out of here. Drop in our Jotisserie. And since this is a little more open and lighter than moving around the Dojo with a pizza stone, I'll bring it nice and close, and we can just see how close we are to sitting on all the edges. Right now, that looks pretty good. Look at that. So as you can see, looking down, we get pretty good coverage all the way around. I don't see many air gaps except for just a little spot right here on the back side. So this is really just coming down to making the slightest adjustments, but I think I'm going to call that also a success. The Jotisserie fits. So now for the reason why I did this video, and I'm sure you can. Hi. So now on to the question I want to know, and I'm sure you want to know as well, the slow roller. So the slow roller in part played a big part in my decision to switch from Big Green Egg to Kamado Joe. At that time, been reading an article about how a Harvard class changed the science of barbecue, and then later when the slow roller came out and started to do some testing, they found that it's moving 20 times more air throughout the inside of our dome, and this has made a big difference. Definitely one that I can appreciate in my Kamado Joes. I am really curious, since one of the things that I found in my head-to-heads with the Acorn, whether it be with the baby back ribs versus the slow roller on the Kettle Joe, or versus the Big Joe using my double indirect method, is that the Acorn just doesn't move enough air to get the same quality smoke penetration that you're getting either out of the Kettle Joe with the slow roller or the Big Joe with the slow roller. So the fact that we might be able to add this to a grill for a fraction of the price has me really excited. So without further ado, let's get nice and close and figure out if we can make it fit. Okay, so I've already cleaned out everything and pushed what remaining charcoal I have to the back just so we can see what we have to work with. And so game plan is, this is normally where we would drop in our heat deflector, so I think that's where the base of the slow roller is going to fit. Let me grab that, see if we can't drop it in. Let me do the kind of the two parts here. So that way we can actually maybe see a little bit better what's going on. Oh, look at that. That is actually fitting pretty well. So that is fitting remarkably well, but it is not an airtight seal. So this is just off a little bit. So I'm not sure we'd get the full benefit of the slow roller since you really want to seal off the base and have all that air force up, but it is pretty close. Let's install the rest of our slow roller extender here and then the top plate. So we have a slow roller, now we need a grid. So for the grid, I found one rack system that works, and it comes from an unconventional place. So the first idea I have is I had a smokeware raised ring for the Big Green Egg and Classic that has room for, you know, smoking wood chips, and I thought that would absolutely fit, but it doesn't clear the smoke roller base like this one does. Next thought I had was, let's try the Kamado Joe Classic Series 3 Divide and Conquer rack, but because the Series 3 is 4 inches taller than Series 1, Series 2, or even this Acorn grill, is that the extending sort of rack options came up so high, and when I went to close the dome, I was hitting them and I couldn't get the dome closed. So the unconventional ally that I found here to actually work and be able to get a grid that sits on nice and stable, doesn't rub or touch anywhere, is giving us about almost 3 inches of clearance from our slow roller below, is actually the Big Green Egg expander rack, and this is actually the one option that fits. Now, what I didn't have to test, and it may just fit, is if you buy the slow roller as a standalone accessory, it comes with a ring that is shorter profile for the Series 1 and Series 2 grills. So that would be about the only way I think you could get it to fit without going to a different rack system like I'm using here from the Big Green Egg expander. So there you have it, 343 Kamado Joe special sauce accessories that I absolutely love fit the char griller Acorn. So I think the only thing next or left to do next is put them to work. So get a rotisserie cook going, as well as maybe trying the slow roller and see how it performs in the Acorn. Now, the caveat here starts to get to be, again, the price. One of the advantages of the Acorn is that it provides such a great value for a starting price point. Now, I still think for me, the lifetime warranty of a ceramic grill plus the accessory support, fitting perfectly is where I would go. And if you start to add all these things up in terms of the cost of the grill, the heat deflector plate, you add in the Dojo, I think that's $2.99, the rotisserie $2.49, or charcoal basket, $1.29, or you start adding the egg expander, which I can't even remember the price, if that's the ring that we need, it actually puts this up significantly above the cost of a Series 1 and almost even a Series 2 grill. So is that the wisest thing we could do? Perhaps no, but this is completely overlooking things like Facebook Marketplace. Maybe you've got someone who bought an accessory and realized it's not for them, or they want something else, and they might be getting rid of that for a fraction of the original cost, in which case you could pick that up and add that to your Acorn and get a little bit more utility, fun, and experience out of it. That's it for today though, but before you go, as I'm approaching 100,000 subscribers, I'm doing a giveaway. So I partnered with Kamado Joe to be giving away a Kamado Joe Classic Series 2 along with the rotisserie and some other accessories. So all you have to do to enter is hit that subscribe button. While you're down there, make sure you check out the members only section. I go live once a month with members, and we can do these in real time and answer your questions rather than the pre-recorded sessions. That's it for today though. I'm James from Smokin' Dad BBQ signing off. And remember, don't be afraid to fire it up.